Yeah. I was able to do. Hello. This is Daniel Veon with the Daniel Veon Show, professionally known as Johnny Mac. Um, I believe this is also. I believe this channel on StreamYard is also part of YouTube, the YouTube channel, or the Launchpad One podcast, The Wrestling World as I See It. So please, welcome to the wrestling world as you see it as I see it on Launchpad One and the Daniel, and at the same time, this is also recording for the Daniel Veon Show on YouTube. And I think I can set this as a premiere, so if nobody's watching this now, then on both YouTube and on Launchpad One, I can set these both as a premiere for later on. So this whole thing is a practice promo that I'm gonna do. Before I do that, I want to say this. As you notice, I don't have sunglasses on. I don't have a pair of sunglasses. I didn't paint up my face because I thought, why don't I try to talk the way I would talk if I chose to not paint up my face and I chose to show up just as myself, like I saw the icon Sting do. And he would always wear sunglasses, and I think part of that was because it made him feel comfortable. Just like wearing face paint makes me feel more comfortable to talk in to talk in practice talking in character. So I think it might be a similar thing for him. So what I want to do is I want to find a find something on YouTube. I want to find a promo that I really feel like I can respond to, and that I can really make a point with. I really don't think I can find it right now, especially at this time, because I'm getting tired and I need to go to sleep. But I will do my best to think of something. Oh yeah, I know what I can say. I know exactly what I can say. You just draw from reality. You draw from reality, and that's usually the best way to cut a promo or to create a character is to draw from reality. And even if you have to make something up for your character, it's still gonna come from reality. So that's what I'll say. As Ellen Knight would say, let me talk to you for a second. Now, nobody says these things. No, nobody has said this yet. But I want to let the people who watched that watched this one particular promo that I was responding to the other day when EC3 was cutting a promo on Matt Hardy and letting him know a stipulation he wants to choose for their title match. And I don't think I can find that, but I'll do my best to try to find it. Like so you can see right here with Matt Hardy revealing a world title stipulation, they have that. They have a clip from Bound for Glory 2015, which was a three-way match for the world title. They have a clip from EC3 spoke against Broken Matt Hardy. Um, now, this is a reaction video to Matt Hardy. I don't know if they show what was said. So what I will do is remember saying it to the best of my ability, and that's why I want to. And I even wrote that I might have to redo that promo. So the best way I can put it. The as I this is, and I quote, what EC3 said in a suit with the world title on his right shoulder and holding the microphone. He said, and I quote, I'll put this title on the line against you with a caveat. And what I would say in response to that, if I had a manager's license in those days, I would say this. Hold on. You're gonna say something. You're gonna give a caveat. Just give it. Don't bore us to death. And as simple as that sounds, I cannot say that in everyday life. that's why I would say that, and that's why I would say that in that moment, in that kind of situation on TV, because I was taking a tip from Just Incredible. Just Incredible is like he's the last person I thought about interviewing for my podcast before my uncle died. And I found out Pro Wrestling 101 was the podcast he was doing at the time on YouTube. So I just looked it up, and he did an episode once where he was standing out and we were standing outside, and I don't know how he did this. He may have had his wife record him. I'm not really sure, but he had said the best way to put a character together. So this the best way I could practice putting a character together for myself is to be, I don't want to say like a cheap imitation of LA Knight, because LA Knight's a wrestler. I can't wrestle, but I can talk for someone, and sometimes what you need to say as a manager, sometimes you need to relay what you're, not only what you're feeling, but what your client is feeling. So if I was to have someone if I was to manage someone who was in a similar situation like that, that's how I would want to respond, because I'm not just there to talk for things like title matches and contract situations. I'm also there to talk to help the audience understand what not only I'm feeling, but what my associate is feeling too, or the person I'm talking for is feeling. And to be honest, I know that we see and hear that a lot from Paul Heyman, but I feel like I don't want to sound insulting because he's going in the Hall of Fame. I don't want to make it sound like I don't give him credit, because I give him a lot of credit, because to be to teach people that are new to commentating, I'm talking about, I found this out a few hours ago. Michael Cole said that for years, when he was commentating with Taz, he and Taz were coached by Paul Heyman. So to not only be able to talk as well as he does, no matter who his client is, and get them over with the audience and everything, but be able to coach and to teach people to how to do their job the right way as a commentary team, is also impressive. But the way I felt and still feel is, too often you'll see some newer managers that, even though they can take a bump, they're almost like carbon almost like a carbon copy of either Jim Cornette or Paul Heyman. And I feel like sometimes Paul Heyman exaggerates too much, and even though hype is important, it's not all. It doesn't. You don't have to do it to an excess like he does. And I just feel like being being the classic, being old school, being more honest, but being more honest, but not to the point of boring, but to the point of just, this is just flat out matter of fact situation. I feel like that is the right thing to do. So that's why my response to just that one little um, promo is a perfect example of how I want to talk when it's how I want to talk whenever it's time to give people an idea of how I can talk. And I'm talking about when I'm training and everything, because I think even when you're training, you have opportunities to let people know how you want to talk. So I thought, why don't I practice this as often as I can? And I think this time I did it exactly the way I wanted to. So I say thank you everybody who will listen to this. And I'm gonna do an episode later on where I finish talking about Monday Night Raw from March 3rd, Raw versus Nitro, March 3rd, 1997, where I talk not only about the match ratings I want to talk about, but that I give them, but also when I watch it and talk about the differences and what I think was better overall compared to the other show. And thank you and goodbye. Let's see. Come on.